The first time you lift a handful of soil and see it crawling, literally buzzing with life, something changes in the way you garden. That's exactly what happened when we buried a few collapsing mushy pumpkins and returned weeks later to find thousands of worms transforming that rotting mess into the richest, silkiest compost nature can make. It wasn't luck. It wasn't magic. It was a natural process any gardener can repeat to supercharge their soil, boost plant health, and turn kitchen waste into a worm-producing powerhouse. Why rotten pumpkins create explosive soil life. The beauty of this method is its simplicity. Gardeners spend years chasing fertilizers, compost piles, and soil amendments, yet one of the most effective strategies is hiding in plain sight. Pumpkins, especially overripe, soft, or rotting ones, create the ideal environment for worms, microbial colonies, and beneficial fungi. Once buried, they become a self-contained ecosystem that feeds your soil long after the fruit disappears. What makes pumpkins so powerful is the high moisture content combined with natural sugars, soft fibers, and a mineral profile worms adore. When buried in the ground, these fruits rapidly soften and ferment, drawing worms from meters away. The microbial explosion that follows creates heat, breakdown activity, and a nutrient cycle that turns dead organic matter into life. That is the core of real soil building, and it's something modern gardeners forget in the rush for quick fixes. So, if you're looking for a simple, effective way to transform your soil and support a thriving garden, you might want to start with those old pumpkins. Just let nature do the heavy lifting. Your worms, your soil, and your plants will thank you for it. To replicate this transformation in your own garden, start by choosing a spot where you want to increase fertility. Your future tomato bed, a tired vegetable patch, or even the center of a raised bed. Dig a hole deep enough to comfortably fit 1 or 2 pumpkins. You don't have to chop them unless you want the process to move faster. Whole pumpkins work perfectly. Worms will enter through the natural weak spots as the skin softens. If your pumpkin is already mushy and collapsing, even better. The softer the fruit, the faster the worm invasion. Once you place the pumpkins in the hole, cover them completely with soil. You're not trying to create compost in the traditional sense. You're creating a long-term nutrient core. As the pumpkin breaks down, it becomes a worm buffet rich in magnesium, potassium, calcium, and trace minerals. The worms break the fruit into castings, and those castings are what enrich your soil with slow-release nutrients plants thrive on. This is not a one-time burst of fertility, but a continual feeding system beneath the surface. Moisture is the secret ingredient for success. Pumpkins already contain a high amount of water, but if your soil is dry, give the area a generous watering after burying them. This keeps decomposition active and creates the moist environment worms love. If your area gets regular rainfall, nature will take care of the moisture levels for you. Within 2 to 4 weeks, the pumpkin begins collapsing underground, and the worm population begins multiplying at incredible speed. By the time 8 weeks pass, the pumpkin is nearly unrecognizable, fully digested, and the surrounding soil transforms into rich, dark humus. Now, some gardeners, they really take this practice a step further by creating multiple pumpkin pits throughout their beds, basically building these underground compost pockets. Each one becomes, well, a self-renewing fertility station. You can bury pumpkins after Halloween at the end of fall, or honestly whenever you have one that's turning soft on your kitchen counter. This method works all year round, as long as the soil is warm enough for worms to stay active. If you want to boost the process even more, you can add a few complementary organic materials to enrich the microbial activity. A handful of fresh grass clippings, a scoop of aged manure, or maybe just a sprinkle of compost placed right in the hole before burying the pumpkin will help accelerate decomposition. But this step is totally optional. The pumpkin alone already has everything needed to attract worms and build up your soil. As the buried pumpkin feeds billions of microbes, you'll notice the soil structure improves dramatically within just a few weeks. The crumbly texture created by worm castings really enhances drainage. while at the same time improving water retention. This means your plants stay moist longer, but never end up sitting in waterlogged soil. Roots can expand deeper and wider because the soil becomes loose, oxygen-rich, and nutrient-dense. And that's exactly why gardeners growing heavy feeders, like tomatoes, squash, melons, and peppers, often report exceptional yields when they plant in beds enriched with buried pumpkins. An often overlooked benefit is how this method maintains long-term soil health. Chemical fertilizers may give a quick nutrient spike, but they do nothing to build soil structure or support microbial diversity. Pumpkins do both. Worms are not just decomposers, they are ecosystem engineers. Their casting tunnels channel nutrients, air, and moisture throughout the soil profile. Their digestive process enriches the soil with compounds that stimulate root growth and enhance nutrient uptake. If you want to plant directly in the area above the buried pumpkins, wait until the decomposition is well underway. 4 to 6 weeks is usually enough. When you dig into the soil at that point, you'll see the wriggling proof of success. Thousands of worms, feeding, breeding, and working on your behalf. This is not fertilizer, it's a living system. You can repeat this pumpkin-bearing method every season, even cycling pumpkins through different beds, to gradually build an entire garden ecosystem that practically manages itself. What started as a simple disposal method can easily become one of your most powerful soil strategies. There's something, deeply satisfying about turning waste into abundance, but even more satisfying is knowing that the soil beneath your feet is alive, active, and, improving with every buried pumpkin. It's the kind of gardening wisdom that used to be passed down through generations, the kind that doesn't require any fancy equipment or expensive inputs. Just organic matter, soil microbes, and worms, all doing what they do best. If you want richer soil, healthier plants, and honestly, the natural worm farm every gardener dreams of, try burying your next batch of overripe pumpkins. The results will astonish you, just the way thousands of worms surprised us. If you found this guide valuable, don't forget to subscribe to Master Gardener and share the video so more gardeners can bring this incredible natural method into their gardens.